That was a good stoppage.
You got a new world champion, and his name is Anthony Cacace.
Joe Cordina was getting battered out there since round number 2, actually. No, excuse me, round number 3, where he was dropped brutally by Anthony Cacace. This is a guy who hasn't really been very active, but now he's a world champion. Pretty much came out of nowhere. In the 130-pound division, it's kind of all over the place. So we're going to talk about all of that. But first, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. One more fight left into the main event. Opetaia versus Briedis 2 is up, and then Fury versus Usyk. It is 4:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, May the 18th, 2024. I've been sitting here watching boxing since 10 o'clock this morning. Joe Cordina just didn't look good. And by the way, he's at 130, and his last 2 fights, he didn't look good. But for split decision and a majority decision defeat, he's over there embracing Joe Cordina. In his last 2 fights against Rakhimov, split decision. Against Vasquez, majority decision. And I remember covering this fight, and I believe weren't fans booing? Well, anyway, it's almost like it was coming. You know, where he wasn't going to look good. I mean, he hasn't been looking good, and then, you know, somebody was going to catch him, but I didn't think it was going to be Cacace. I keep butchering his name because, for one, he's only got 7 KOs, well, 8 now. Oh my gosh, that one to the body looked like it hurt. But yeah, he was battering him around, and it's in Joe Cordina's best interest to do some rebuilding. Maybe get a rematch. Can he do big? Can he win a rematch? Was something wrong? Oh, that one right there. Like, what was it? Do you think that was wrong? I mean, this is the kind of whooping that wouldn't, you know, warrant a rematch. But he better stay away from 135. That's for sure. Maybe get some wins under his belt and build back up to this. By the way, Eddie Hearn's been putting a lot into him. And I believe Cacace is Cacace, there you go, is a Frank Warren fighter, is he not? I want to hear what he has to say. And, you know, shout out to him because, like, he looks like he hit hard. Like, he came out there not to play around. And he's been on a year layoff. And if you look at his resume, as you can see here, since 2017, only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6 fights since 2017. Like, he's all these layoffs. He had a year layoff here, as you can see, nearly a year to the week. Then he had a layoff from, well, that's not too bad. But as you can see, a layoff for a year here. A layoff for near 2 years here. And that's COVID, I guess you can kind of say. You know, so now he's a world champion. Let's listen in.
You only get one shot sometimes in your life for an opportunity like this, and Anthony Cacace grabbed it by the scruff of the neck and made it his, and he is now the IBF champion of the world. Here's Thomas Tribe.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 39 seconds of round number 8. Our referee in charge, Bob Williams, steps in to stop the contest. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout, still IBO and new IBF Super Featherweight Champion of the World, Anthony, the Andy Town Apache Cacace.
So, Cacace makes his dreams come true. IBF Super Featherweight Champion. The IBO belt is nice.
I remember
and all, Darren,
he had
it's
that.
Nothing compared to the IBF title.
Nah, I mean, I'm gonna say it's my favorite, but what a performance!
I mean, he was working Joe Cordina. Let's go talk about the division real quick. I was tracing the lineage of this belt. I remember Tank Davis did have that belt. That was his first world title, if I'm correct, when he beat Jose Pedraza. But here's the lineage of that belt. Tevin Foreman had it for a while. Jojo Diaz got a hold of it. Lost it on the scales, I believe. Here is the division. You have Oshaki Foster, who's going to be fighting on July the 6th against Robinson Cacace on an undercard of Shakur Stevenson fight in Newark. I'm trying to get to that fight. After a good solid win over Abraham Nova. You have Oscar Valdez, who just beat Liam Wilson over a month ago, for that WBO title at 130. Top ranked fighter. Both of these fighters, O'Shaquie Foster and Valdez, both top ranked, so they're going to likely unify. By the way, here's the punch stats. Pause it if you have to. 74 of 242 for Cordina. 151 of 428 for Cacace. There you go. And now you have Cacace, the IBF champion. So it's likely we'll see Valdez fight the winner of Foster versus Cacace. Lamont Roach is fighting on June the 28th on ProBox TV. You can watch it on YouTube. Oh, well, let's turn it up.
Very, very excited. Anthony, it's been a tough last several years for you. So many injuries, so many fight pullouts. This must make up for it. Now you have a new shiny IBF belt to go with your IBO title.
Yeah, listen, I am in shock. You know, nobody gave me a chance to do this here, and I've come over here confident with Mickey Hawkins, Barry O'Neill, Michael Hawkins Jr., Andy, and Ian Mahoon. We've all done this job. We lads from Andy Town come the whole way over to Saudi Arabia and smash up a champion.
Carl Frampton spoke about you earlier in the week. He said, don't look at his knockout record. This guy can punch. You seem to hurt him with everything you landed, to the body, to the head. Did you notice that he was hurt early in the fight?
Yeah, listen, Joe is a hell of a competitor. He's an Olympian, two-time world champion. I give him his dues, but tonight I was hurting him with every single shot. But I have nothing but respect for him, and I would love to run that back.
Yeah, and we may well run that back. You said to Frank just there off camera that you want to come back here and fight. Yeah. If you do the rematch, you want it back here in Saudi.
Yes, I mean, from here on in, I want to be boxing in Saudi Arabia every time. No more back in the UK. Saudi Arabia is the place. Turkey Al Sheikh, I'd like to say thank you very much for having me. Frank Warren, the best promoter in the world by a long shot, for having me here as well. Simon Legg, the whole team. I want to tell my missus, my wife, Sinead, my kids, Kayla, Ava, and Killian. I love them so much, and I've done this for you.
Frank, let me quickly bring you in, Frank. This is almost the start of the Queensbury versus Matchroom 5 versus 5. This is like the prelim, so 1-0 Queensbury at the moment. What next for Anthony Cacace? Is it a unification you're looking for, a rematch, maybe a move to lightweight?
We will see. We'll sit down as a team, speak to his manager, Simon, who's done a brilliant job, all the training team that's done a brilliant job, and we'll make our decision. No rush to do anything. The name of the game is what he did tonight. And what he did tonight was a fantastic performance. He was a big underdog, according to everybody coming tonight, and he's come out here and shown what he's all about. You know, my only concern was he didn't fight regular enough. But look what he had in the tank there and what he did. Brilliant shots, read the fight well. He sits in his arms really well. He's hard to hit, and he just done an absolute professional, top quality job.
What does it mean, not just to be a fighter at the level of Joe Cordina, but to become a world champion?
Well, I was an IBO world champion. Everybody discredits the IBO, but this is a title as well. Albeit it may not be one of these proper legitimate ones, but it's a world title, so I'm not going to discredit that. I was a world champion coming in here, at least according to my kids, and now I'm the IBF world champion. I just want to know, let everybody at Matchroom, Zelfa Barrett and all know, stick that up, but you're right. You thought I didn't give me a chance? Look at me now. I'll tell you what, none of you are getting a chance.
Oh, you're talking that shit.
That's it.
I have to ask one thing. There was a controversial moment in the fight. Round 3, when the referee said break, you hit Joe after the referee had said break.
No, Joe also done the same to me. It's a professional boxing. We're in there for a fight. The referee said break as I threw a punch, and Joe actually threw a punch at the exact same time, basically to the body. So it was nothing dirty done in there. This is professional boxing. Eat it up.
So many people in Belfast would have stayed up to watch this. What do you say to all your fans back in Belfast watching this right now?
I love you all. Andy Town proud. I'm bringing this belt back to Andy Town. The first super featherweight Irish champion there's ever been.
Hell yeah.
And I'm proud to make history tonight.
Anthony Cacace, well done.
Hell yeah. I'm half black, half Irish, and half Latino. So that's what's up. Yeah, he talking that shit. Okay, so what will be next? Will Cordina have a rematch? I think he would. You think he would, right? It's his belt. If I was a gambling man, I would have put some money on Cacace. I keep forgetting the H, the silent H. I would have put some money on him. Why? Is because Joe Cordina ain't look good his last 2 fights. It would have been hard to see by knockout, Cacace winning. But let's see what happens next. As I said, we could probably see Oscar Valdez versus the winner of Oshaki Falster versus Robson Conceição for the WBC and WBO titles. Emmanuel Navarrete is fighting tonight against Dennis Berinchyk for the WBO title at 135. So he's expected to vacate this soon. Cacace is now the IBF. And now you have Lamont Roach. Let's see what he does for those who are following the division on June the 28th. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and TstreeT Controversy with 5360. Drop a like.